Afternoon everyone, in from DIY Home and Gardening, 16th of June, time for that mid-monthly roundup, and it is 24 degrees today, and I'll be honest, I'm going to be using this video as a bit of a rest from moving manure. So if I turn the camera around and we can have a look together. Well, obviously starting at the beginning, those glorious calendula. Look at those. Absolute riot of colour. And plenty other bits popping out now as well. All the thistles have popped. Last time around I was talking about redoing some of the beds and some of the pathways, and basically I've been using all the thistles and things like that to chuck underneath this matting to try and level it up. I need to finish watering here, but things can hold until we do the walk around. So I got some of the water lily dahlias in there. Those couple of logs actually belong on the floor. Onions around the perimeter, and my sort of trial dahlias, which are looking a little bit yellow. I think it's just where they need some feed and water, to be honest. I'm hoping. Chrysanth doing nicely, and those support rings really want bringing up. This is, what is that? Tromboncino. So that's been tied in, taking hold, and the Thunberger's finally getting going. I've lifted some more potatoes this afternoon, just another couple of lots, which gives the pumpkins a bit more space to grow. And I've also planted out finally the celery, so that's the red giant, and you can see looking at that that the potatoes are now collapsing over, which signifies that your first earlies are ready for lifting. You haven't got to lift all of them in one go. You know, there's so many people kind of show the videos and things of these major harvests, but actually leave them in the ground. They keep much better in there. It's going to be cooler than probably where you'll be able to put them, and as they are mulched over, the light won't get to them to cause them to ripen up too early. So you can now see that the achilles are budding up, foxgloves are going over, the fennel is growing quite nicely and popping out. I've missed a couple of thistles there, and the salvia is also popping into flower as well. So in this bed, finally got round to planting the tomato at this end. Got Dahlia Western Ella Grace there, Eastwood Essex in there, Rogue Sunflower, and those are, what are those? Oh, marrows. So they're marrow plants and tomato. The ever disappointing bed of leeks, although they are sort of growing up a little bit. That's my other bed that I've been filling up with odds and sods. This bed here, got some celery planted, just normal green Utah. Not sure where that rogue plant's come from. Butternut squash planted here, and then through the middle is the tomatillo. We had a little spell of cooler weather, and that's helped the rhubarb to sort of regroup, if you like, start firming up. And we've got the black currants here, which absolutely amazing flavour, nice and sweet but tart as well. Verbena bonariensis popping into colour there. There's the alchemilla and the eryngiums also, and some salvia hot lips. Got the black gooseberries there, forming quite nicely. Some of them are ripe enough for eating. Nice size, which, considering that was given to me, that plant, I'm quite happy with that. Now, the sunflowers have gone somewhat crazy. They weren't even planted. It's that decision time as to what to do about this cover, to be honest. But within there's the Cavolo Nero, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. Better view from this side. And today I've planted some lavender and just got a little pack of 6 of them. So 3 have gone there and then a couple elsewhere. I raised up the covering on this the other day, just to try and stop it touching the cabbage, which are doing their thing down there. Leave them. I thinned out the carrots, so there's only 3 left in there. Oh, yeah, 3 left in there, but that get thinned just to 1 relatively soon. The other carrots are doing nicely, and I'm not sure whether I included it in the last video, but I planted a melon in there as opposed to the carrots that had been kind of dug up by the squirrels. So I've used a little bit of the Q4, granulated Q4 and the manure. And this is the dahlia bed. So basically done a small scattering of Q4 around each of the plants. And now I'm just covering over with the manure, having tested the leaky hose, which does work. So that's where my joint is, and that will do this bed of dahlias and onions, and it will also do the peppers that are in here. Not chili peppers are in here. So these are growing quite nicely. Weeded in there the other day. Planted some basil, which was subsequently dug up by the mole. So yeah, that's now deciding that it wants to cause havoc back in there again. Just putting some lettuce seed around there. So within here, elephant garlic. Took the tops out, pretty much all of them. Left some of the flowering stems on just to see how they look. This is the Egyptian walking onions, which you can see the size of those bulbs, or bulbils to be correct. And so it's the weight of the bulbils that pulls it over. And then got a couple of larger pumpkins on the go there. The shallots. Let me just show you this flower. Oh there, look, so you can see the weight of this top piece of Egyptian walking garlic has pulled itself over, and these are just starting to pop into colour. So I've managed to set up the irrigation on these beds as well. It's kind of working, but I think that probably I need to do a 3rd run through the middle, but that's going to have to be a winter job when I get some more hose, because I haven't got enough. Now I've used it for the other bits. So interplanted all the way down, sunflowers with the tomatoes tied to the canes and posts, sweet peppers. I've done the sowing of beetroot there and there. Turk's turban here and other side. Then I've got the sweet corn galaxy as a block here. Manga wurzels, always forget what it's called. Manga wurzels there with the mixed salad leaves, and then butternut squash here and other side. Is it butternut squash? Yeah, it is butternut squash. And then normal squash up here to hopefully train up at some point, with the beans kind of happily climbing up. Then this bed here, again done a block of celery, planted that this afternoon. This is hopefully going to be the giant pumpkin, hence the reason it's starting up here with nothing else in the bed this year other than these last few remaining elephant garlic. So yeah, see how they do. you can see here, flea beetle starting to take hold, all these little holes everywhere. That's kind of what it does. This first row here is the mooly radish, which is the white version. Gets super big, hopefully. But where it's going like that, that means it's bolted, because it's going into flower. That's not going to produce anything, so it just stays as is. So again, this bed exactly the same. Sunflowers interplanted with tomatoes. Most of these leeks have bolted, kind of signifying the end of those, but also how erratic the weather's been. Parsnips looking nice and chunky. Spring onions ready for lifting. First of the beetroot ready for lifting. Picked first couple of courgettes last week, just on the normal Firenze type. Here is the celeriac on both sides, so you can see that's getting going quite nicely. Mini pop sweet corn as this block here. Then the summer sun, I think it's summer sun courgette, so that's the rounded ones running through here. Planted this little bit of lettuce out the other day. Some of it's been eaten already, but yeah, kind of see what happens. And we've got those shallots there. The other leeks all came out, and then this lot is all the Jerusalem artichoke, and then the mini Jerusalem artichoke on this side. And that is where I'm at the allotment for middle of June. I'm going to try and finish doing my covering of manure over there, and then head home and show you what's still left at home. So back at home, thought I'd show you onions. So that is one variety. If I could work out what she was, I'd tell you. That is Autumn Champion. So you can see that, take the top of the leaves off, but still leave a decent amount of neck, which can dry out. And then those there are Sensu Yellow. Obviously these are the bits I've just brought back. And then moving outside, I've got the Babington leeks there. So they're just drying briefly before they get replanted. Sand leeks there, extras on the chrysanthemums. All of these are the dahlias, which need to be potted for creating pot tubers for propagation for next year. Nectarine, just forming within there. The dogs come to see what I'm up to. A few leftover chili peppers, and then that's all the garlic. So the garlic just bundled in each variety, stems cut down about halfway to allow them to dry, and that's just kind of how they sit for a week or two, just to dry the skins. Then all that remains in here, I've got the sugar cane there and some basil. And then, excuse the mess, but it's getting worse, I think. Lemon balm there, gooseberries, nicely swollen up, ready for picking. A few caterpillar still on there. I think that's the second lot of caterpillar, which is why it's looking so sparse. There's loads of caterpillar through there actually, so I need to harvest the crop. Lemons doing quite nicely there. They're the aubergine. What's it called? Striped toga. So that produces tiny sort of kiwi-sized fruits. And then within here, all the cucumber plants. On a daily basis, they need twining further up the twine. So yeah, that's those that shade the bottom end of the garden. Oh, let me show you this because you won't have ever seen this. That is Rhododendron viscosum, Western sparkler, summer flowering, fragrant. Alstroemeria looking good. Let's have a quick stroll down here. Hydrangea looking dry. Yeah, shame you can't smell that. That's Minerva, but yeah, and same with the magnolia. Smells amazing. So we're at the stage now on the wild garlic that you can now see the seeds have matured to a little back specks. Time to sort of harvest those, so it's really easy. Just put your hand under or a bit of paper, knock it off, and that's your seed there. So I need to harvest some of that, but some of it are self-seed around there. Echium pineanum, something different again. I'll show you this as well. So it's kind of gone past its best, but that's a beet orchid there, which is quite a rarity, especially to be able to have in the garden. So apples starting to make size through there. Pears, it's not as many as there were because the squirrel's been yet again having them. Not quite the mud bath it was last time, but it's looking all right. Let's carefully walk over this, and then you can see there all the blackberries. Absolutely loads of them. So yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of the mid-monthly roundup. So if you've got any questions, then please send the questions to me. I'll do my best to answer those questions for you. If you've liked the video, then please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that reminder button so you don't miss out on future videos that I'm doing. And I know I always say it, but you know, when the weather's good, just get out there, enjoy yourself, unwind, and see if you can gain a bit of inspiration from things you've seen. So, till next time, bye for now.